Hi, today we're going to look at the day in the life of a NodeJS developer working on a web app for FSQ Banking Corp. He'll develop his application on the IBM Cloud Private Kubernetes platform and use the built-in DevOps tooling, Microservice Builder, and its Jenkins plugin for continuous delivery. Let's have a look around his environment. So here's our developer. He's going to be working just in a simple editor, effectively on a small Node.js application. He will push his work up into public GitHub. That's where this particular developer likes to keep his source repositories and his Docker files, etc., to build his images. ICP has been configured already to be OAuth enabled to the GitHub repository, such that the Jenkins pipeline can interact securely and in an authorized manner with his repository. There's also a webhook enabled as well, such that when the push is done from his local toolkit up into the source repository on GitHub, the webhook will fire and will call Jenkins to actually go and start the build process. So Jenkins will do a pull, it will do a build of the image, and it will place the Docker image into the private registry on board. It will then move forward, work its way through the Helm chart creation and deployment of the actual application itself into a worker node inside a Kubernetes cluster on the ICP platform. You'll also notice down here I'm just showing you the IBM Cloud Private catalog with its built-in Node.js capability. So in our example, we're working with a developer who's already built their own specific image they want to work with. However, we can take a look at IBM Cloud Private, and if we go to the catalog, we can see that there's a great number of built-in capabilities that we have, from MQ to IIB and data power, looking at various databases that we have in data warehouses, cloud, etc. And of course there is a built-in set of Helm charts and a public image on board for a Node.js runtime as well that the guy could use. Okay, but he likes to work with his own repository. Here it is, up here in davexa.com. And it's a simple repository that will actually contain the Docker file to build the Docker image and also the code for his application as well. As we said, what else is going on here? Well, the davexa.com organization has been OAuth enabled, and its secrets have been shared with ICP such that the pipeline can interact with it and do the build. And we've also got, for the repository itself, we've got a webhook enabled, okay, and this webhook will fire when our source code is pushed up to the GitHub repository, fire the webhook and start the build. Okay. So what else have we got ready to go? So here is our Jenkins pipeline and our Jenkins client tooling all ready to run, and that's running on ICP, on the Cloud Private. And then we have Cloud Private itself. Okay, so let's get going. All right. So the application is just a pretty small web app that we're building. It's powered by Node.js, and for the purposes of demonstration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a change to the application, and I'm going to brand the application for a particular region. Okay, so we'll just change that over to say Canberra from Sydney. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll export our source file and place it in our source repository system, which is a Git repository locally on my machine. Okay. So we'll do that, we'll overwrite the one that's there. We then go to our source control system and we can do a scan, and we'll see that we see the change that we've made, Sydney to Canberra, and we are updating the app for Canberra. Okay, we'll stage the change, sign it off, commit, and then we'll do the push. Then obviously we want to push to our GitHub repository. We'll do the push. And now if we go and watch as that completes. If we go and watch our Jenkins pipeline, we should see our build executor start to fire up into life. Now it's on a polling loop, so it takes a little bit of time to go and find itself, to go and do the scan of the repository and set itself up, but we're off and running now. So we can go into build number 10. In Jenkins, we can bring up the console and we can watch the build actually go by. So we can see the build's off and running. Okay. And while it's doing that, we can remind ourselves what we're up to. So we've changed our application. We've pushed our changes up into GitHub from our local source repository. The webhook has fired, and the Jenkins pipeline is starting its build process. Okay. So we'll go back and we can see we're sort of off and underway, and we can watch the build go through. You'll see we're going to call our application MSB Hello World DA, DA for Dave Arnold. And we can see that the pipeline is finished. So it's pretty quick, build and deploy. So let's actually go and have a look at the result of our work. So we're looking for our MSB Hello World DA. So let's go to our Helm deploys on ICP. There's our Hello World DA. And if we go and check out the service, we can go and take a look at our running application. And there we go. We say Canberra. Okay, so we've got our customization in. And you can see it's pretty quick, so we can very easily make these changes and we can continuously develop our application and test it. So let's perhaps go to Auckland next. Okay, we'll save that. Export our changes to our source control. Okay. Yes to overwrite. Go back. Scan to make sure our changes are picked up. There we go. So update for Auckland. Stage it, sign it off, commit. I can push this time because it will remember where the repository where it was going, so we can push straight up. Okay. You'll see the changes going up to GitHub. Run that. Come across. And we should see build number 11 start shortly. There we go, we're off and running. And once again we can watch the console go through. And again, just while we're building, we'll remind ourselves what we're doing. So we've made another change to our application. We pushed it up, seen the automated build as a result of the webhook firing. Build a replacement image, load it the application, do the Helm deploy through the master node and into one of the worker nodes, and then we'll pop up our application and see the latest result of the work that we've done. So popping back to the build, we'll see that's going through, and we'll just watch that through. Okay, looks like we're done. Back to the Helm deploys. Go down, select our application, pick up our service, and let's go take a look at our application. And here we are, we're updated for Auckland, so we've made our change. Okay, so that's continuous delivery and integration. using the guise of a NodeJS WebApp developer, working on the IBM Cloud Private environment and leveraging the built-in tools chains, microservice builder, and its Jenkins client to do the automated builds for us. Thanks.